Got the old phone. Might be heard. In the Walmart parking lot, it's dark because they've closed, and the J Walmart closed at the end of September 2020. There's still the flashing lights for disabled parking, and they have all the shelves up. You could clearly. Oh my God, they might still have internet too. Oh my God, I just tripped on a curb. They might still have the internet up. I'm gonna check. That's end of September and it's December, some October, November, a couple of months. And it's all lit up still. They got green stickers on all their products. Let's see if I can zoom in. Not sure. But it's weird. It's kind of weird to see a Walmart all emptied out like this. All right, I double checked. They did the internet is still working at this Walmart, and they took the sign down. They took the sign on the building and in the front of the store. But there's internet, and I'm not sure how cops enforce the overnight parking here, but it's pretty recent. I'm gonna park here overnight. It's pretty recent, and there's Wi-Fi. So I could park right close to the building. I don't want to park too close because I don't want to get cops on me too hard. Maybe like right here in the middle. They might reach out here. I got to test that. So it's about 5 a.m. These parking lights came on about 8 p.m. in the Walmart parking lot. Slipped underneath that big parking lot lights, but no problems. Didn't get bothered. 5 a.m. Had a good sleep. It's actually kind of loud on the side road. A lot of traffic. Pretty not all night, but it gets busy and loud.
Did it go under that thing?
Oh, all right, so it took me a while to realize that there's a nice field behind this Walmart. I slept, you could kind of see my car over there. I slept over there, enjoyed the Wi-Fi, and then I come back here and there's this field. I can get that low nutritional grass out in the field, and then the tastier leaves. Picking these, almost got this full. I only brought a pot out. I'm gonna go back and get the other pots and pick even more grass. It's pretty nice. I gotta take advantage of when I get access to it as often as possible. All right, as I was picking grass out in that field, a dog was barking and a lady came out to check on the dog and saw me. I don't know how long she was watching, but the dog started barking again after a period of quiets, and then I looked up and I saw her watching me. And I asked her if she owned the field, and she said no. No, I don't even know if I think she said no, but she might have not said anything. But she definitely asked, "What are you doing back here?" Like I don't belong. Like she's acting like a property patrol. If she would have been like, "What are you doing?" I would have felt more comfortable, maybe being more detailed about what I was doing. But she was more like, "What are you doing back here?" That's a property patrol question. And so I just responded, "Nothing illegal." Did not look back at her at all. I don't know if she called the cops, but I doubt she would, but she could. That was a property troll question. Alright, I already cut the top off of this package I got. And you can see I had it shipped to a pharmacy. They needed numbers off the email, so you can't forget that. I guess I don't order enough to have that issue. So we got Stealth, I think that's the name of the company. Master Air Screw, ready to fly. I hope so. And they're an off-brand, I think, of for the and it's okay. I gotta break open that seal. It's got the color orange for the color of the propellers. I'm not sure exactly how to handle this. I just want to only replace one pair of propellers, but maybe I'll do all four. I don't know. I'd prefer just doing one at a time. I don't know how much it'll interfere, because these are supposed to be slightly different. They look a little different. Somebody said they're more flimsy. No, they seem about the same, actually. Somebody said they could be lesser quality than the original. I don't know. Just have to test them out. Alright, in Kansas, Oklahoma, this is kind of interesting. Some kind of Second Amendment issue happened in Salome Springs. Then you got other stuff. The whole city of Tahlequah is a historic place. National, like they chose that as their national capital. It's where they got drove off to. Myrtle home, a battlefield, probably Civil War stuff. Not too incredibly far away. Walton, is that okay? Bentonville is 34 miles away. Wow. It's probably Walmart, yeah. And then I don't think I want to go to Bentonville though. Not during COVID. So yeah. Batfish. It's like with these state parks, $10 parking is insane. It's like parking in a big downtown city. It's like trying to find a parking spot in a downtown city. They charge the same fees for an open area state park. Well, the west side of Salome definitely doesn't have any homeless activity. People leave things laying around for the taking because they just don't see problems with people wandering around and taking things. It's so incredibly busy. It's kind of a surprise there's no homeless. It's so busy. They got signs in places I wouldn't expect discouraging overnight parking. I didn't see any signs at the Walmart, but I didn't look too closely. There's parking lots all around the Walmart discouraging overnight parking. So it is some kind of an issue for some reason. What? What's up? What's up?
It's closing down, and we don't like to have anybody on the parking lot.
Well, yeah, I see there's signs. I was gonna leave before it's too late.
It's time to move on. So if you can go ahead and move on, we appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
I don't know why farmers bother trying to hay next to any kind of a convenience store, a big box store, because the fields always get garbage in them. And if you hay that, you're just picking up the garbage with the hay. I stopped first at the soccer complex, and they locked the parking lot, so I had to come down to the baseball complex. and was able to park. They also have a walking trail, so that's inclusionary as well. There's an old factory across this creek. Um, it's kind of interesting. I kind of like to wander around, but this water makes it difficult to reach. I'd have to cross by the train tracks here to sneak over there. And I don't know if I'd see much. It looks like there's potential you could sneak in. All right. Finally getting around to cooking, boiling, preparing consumables. Got 5 pots here. Got the grass packed in and water. They're ready to go. It's gonna take some time to get this done. And then I want to cook chicken afterward. Alright, so tonight my liver got tight feeling and uncomfortable, and it's affecting my heartbeat. There's a real tight feeling in my liver. I'm thinking maybe this grass tea is causing the problem. I've taken the grass tea to the limit, and no problems. And now I have a sudden issue with my liver. I think it's failing. So I think I'm taking the grass tea too far. And I'm getting like a sudden failure with this real uncomfortable, tight feeling in my liver. Alright, my liver feels better this morning. It was tight for a couple of hours, making it difficult to lay down. I think if I could have stood up and walked around a little bit, jumped around, maybe I could have shaken something up, but I'm in the Walmart parking lot, so I don't want to draw that kind of attention to myself. That makes it so difficult. Every morning I feel like I could go for just exercise. Instead I just eat. It's because I tend to wake up in Walmart parking lots. It makes it so difficult. I don't want to draw attention to myself. So they have bathrooms behind the building that are open. It's kind of cool. Yeah, Salome Springs is well maintained in the downtown. It's very tourist like. I mean, there are clean bathrooms for single either sex, with a heater, and the airflow turns on when you flush the toilet. I've never seen that before. Alright, so the library and whatever this is part of Memorial Park. I'm sure this building is a library. Check to see if there's Wi-Fi. They're using the native grass that I actually pick for tea. They just planted it as a part of ornamentals, as a part of the ornamentals for their landscaping. It's kind of interesting. These are good leaves. I normally don't pick from ornamentals, but this is looking exactly like what I pick. They've intentionally planted native grass. It's too bad they didn't put signs to say what this native grass is. This also I've been using as a tea. They've planted this intentionally too as a part of their landscaping in front of, I believe, the library, but the only sign they have that says "Read, Explore." I guess they only put the library sign on one face. I've never made a tea out of this, and I wouldn't trust it. Wow, it's strong. It's likely not to be safe when it's too strong to pull. All right, from here I count 3 bridges. One, the driving bridge, this one I'm on, one over there, and then I know there's other bridges. They've really built this up when they make so many bridges within eyesight of each other. All right, no historical references downtown so much, but there's certainly a tourist area because they got, for the bicycle shop, which looks like it's an old post office, they got a rental. So they're renting out bicycles. It's a strong sign for tourism. And that bicycle shop is open on Sunday, 11 to 5. I was trying to think of what I could use. I asked about a bicycle chain tensioner and they don't have any. I think I might need to replace my tensioner. It doesn't look in the best of shape. Alright, there's a sign further down this river that said that it's there used to be a swimming pool not far. There's another sign that said there's like 5 springs. I'm thinking possibly there used to be a spring that drained into here. Because you're like, what's the purpose of this? People could walk down here, and for what? And the sign says that it's unsafe water. So people may have been drinking it because it was a spring, but now it's been tapped too much. Not sure what's back there. Built in 1901, and who knows how long it lasted. Now we just got to rely on major floods to fill this up, I suppose. We got 3 or 4 more bridges. I gotta say, the water is crystal clear. You can see right through to the bottom everywhere. It's probably a sign of spring activity. The water's moving fast. It's maybe also a sign of spring activity, because you gotta ask, where's that water coming from? From underground, I suppose. See? Alright, there's 2 types of bush trees or whatever that are just so thorny. Look at how much energy this tree thing puts into thorns. It's only 6 feet high. Oh my god, another thorn got me. Yeah, that's oh no, that's about the same. Let's walk over here. There's another little thorny thing. This has got some serious thorns to it as well. It's bent over, so it looks like it's going to be more of a bush. Wow, and it is bushing out from a center. Getting into some real thorny, bushy areas going further south. Very different from the southwest desert thorns. Alright, and I'll admit that I'm not too picky about things that are left in here from a previous boil. Little pieces are fine to me. I don't need it to be perfectly cleaned out. I waste water trying to swish water around there getting everything. So I'll save water and just let the old pieces stay in. Alright, so I'm settling on 2 types of grass. This low nutritional value grass, and then finding clumps of this style of grass. I don't know if it's more of a southern thing or what. It definitely grows in clumps when there's pools of water that don't last all year. But the clumps are kind of nice to be able to squat down to and pick at, because you get a lot of value for a high producing clump. Alright, I think I've come across a different kind of grass that has a triangle fold in the center. How well can that be seen? It's a stronger leaf too. Took a little more effort to pull. I think it's a grass, but I'm not familiar with this. I mean, it looks like it should be in the grass family. I'll give it a little bit of try. That's different. Alright, I don't know how well this will document, but as I was picking grass out here in the field, I see off in the distance some red thing. And yeah, there's this bicycle that just got obliterated. I think the farmer ran it over and beat it all the heck, and then didn't return to clean up the mess, because there's somebody, I think, haying out here. So somebody left a bicycle out in the field. Maybe the farmer came out to just move the rest of this thing. I don't know the brand. Fragment, probably a cheap brand, I suppose. That's light, that's aluminum for sure, with the disc brakes. Smaller kid's bike. Kid left a bicycle out here on the field, maybe roughly over there on the edge of the field, but still in the field enough to get run over. So today I pretty much came out here to pick grass. I took a nap, even a little exercise with the crab walking, filling up teapots, and not really doing much. Just sit out here, and it's behind Walmart, so it's easy walk access. Just hanging out in the field, and nobody really comes out here. It's kind of amusing to me to think that I eat a lot of greens, and then now I'm consuming the aerial parts of those grains too, getting the whole plant, everything except the root. But I'm talking like farmed grains, and then I'm turning to the wild vegetable tops. Alright, I'm parked at this kayak park, just taking a look at. There's bathrooms over there. One door's open in December, but I think that's for the construction crew. I think the cities unlocked the door for the road construction crew. They got this changing room over here. They got rules, plenty of rules. Kayak park. Changing room men, changing room female. I don't really think anybody's going to show up. I park where I'm at. It's not really a designated spot. I think it should be fine. As the seated area, like for any beach, pretty much. And then I guess people just kind of go back and forth on the rapids or something somehow. Maybe the rapids make it exciting. It's a wide river. Pretty neat. The city of Salome claims this area 5 miles out of the city. It's very clear water. It's probably the same water that runs through the city. Maybe they consider this first and foremost training grounds for kayaking. This is a feature that looks very unique. I mean, it almost looks like a boat ramp, but on a much smaller scale. You can't drive down. But this would be like really easy access for kayaks. You just walk into the water, and I'm sure it gets much deeper over there. You sit in that water and in your kayak or whatever. This looks like a training ground for kayaks for sure. They thought what would be the best way to set up a kayak training area. This is it, because a lot of these features look very man-made. Look at which way the water is going. It's going backwards compared to over there. They've done something. They put something in that water in the river to make the water turn around and go backwards to bring the kayakers back. Kayakers go down and then they turn around right here. It's a short route. Maybe get out and then walk back down and do it again. That's really something. It's going backwards, this water. That takes some effort to do, because I've never seen such a strong backwards flow like that. And then they put like an area, a pool off to the side, so there's not too much tension against the backwards running water. Alright, this is a surprise. Coming from the library in Stillwell. I thought I could just walk on to this baseball park area. I got a moat. I thought I could just walk on. But they don't want anybody. They put a fence. They say they got an alarm for walking on to the baseball fields from here. There's no access over here. There's people playing. They don't want people accessing it from this way? I understand the house situation, but well, I could cross up over here. They just don't want people crossing over too close to that private property. So strange. Yeah, I think I could just cross over here. Look at this, masks and sanitizers advertised at the gas station. Crazy. All right, I've come out to this 1840s courthouse rebuilt in the 1970s, and then while they're mowing around it, they say it's in bad shape. The road is in very bad shape coming out here. So I don't think many people come out here. I wanted to check it out and hang out. I think I'll just hang out, get a little exercise and relax at the courthouse. Looks like there's some kind of loose livestock around here. Oh, somebody just drove over fresh poops, so that's pretty. There's some activity around here. It could have been like yesterday or something. They had a well, and then the courthouse. Oh man. Well, okay. There's a fence, but it's falling apart. They didn't want people walking up to it, but the fence is down now. What are the chances that the livestock knocked this fence down, rubbing against it? But they've curled it around. After it fell, they didn't even bother trying to repair it. I wonder if that fence was put up in the 70s. It's pretty rusted. So we got graffiti. Part of the roof fell. Wow. It's a strong smell in here. I got a picnic table. No chairs. So this is, oh yeah, the livestock have gotten inside with the poop. Just hang out, get some protection. It smells like tar. Protection from the rain. People broke glass, spray painted graffiti. So there's been some activity out here through the years. Oh, and it also burnt. Somebody burnt a doorway. And there was a picture of a sign saying this is the courthouse on Google Maps. I did not see any sign. It actually was it lost an O. Somebody tore down the sign, but it didn't just fall down. It's like completely gone. So the only way you know this is an old courthouse is on Google Maps. I don't even know if this is the exact place the 1840s one was set, but they recreated it here. Kind of reminds me of old Roy Bean in the south of the Pecos River, Texas. This is a very similar looking type of courthouse that he used. Small town stuff. So the courthouse was said to have been built by the creek, possibly this creek then. It's a very clear looking creek. I got a little scared where I was parked. I thought I was maybe blocking a trail too much. So I got on the main trail off to the side because I saw some guys in a truck. There's people actually out here. They're driving around, but now that I've gotten in further, I noticed that they're on the other side of this river. They would need to cross a bridge to get over to here. And then looking further on the map to understand why I seen those guys, I see that there's some kind of pretty large reservoir lake that people probably can fish at, that I think this trail should take me to if it's not too far. Alright, something fell behind me and I'm like, wait a second, could somebody have been shooting at me? But I didn't hear any gunshots. If I would have heard a gunshot and then something sounded like it fell behind me, then I would be concerned. It's pretty quiet out here, enough to be able to hear further distances. This is a lake. Okay, it's very clear. This is a reservoir, I guess. Not far from that old courthouse. Yeah, it looks like people have been fishing. Looks like there might be something decent out there. Some kind of weird dock with a tree on it. Right, so this is all a man-made hill, I believe. And it drains this reservoir. The hill is made for the reservoir, and then they can control how much water leaves this exact spot. It's all man-made. But if it is, why does this look like a beaver? Oh man, that actually looks like a beaver did something. Maybe they're around somewhere. I'm walking through a cow pasture. There's no fence separating me from the cows off in the distance. I mean, they're walking in the historical courthouse anyway, so it's all open area. But yeah, this is all a man-made hill. And then they put a drain and then created a creek. And all the water's all pretty clear. It's kind of neat. Looks like a heavy duty thing. Smells a little fishy. Yeah, there's a pretty strong fishy smell around here. I think there's a little fish activity. Nobody fishing today though. I guess it's not that popular. Alright, so there's an armadillo. I don't think I'll pick it up. He's just kind of slowly going into an armadillo? Let's see if I can zoom in. There it is. Yeah, that's the armadillo right there. He's kind of minding his own business because I guess he can protect himself by just balling up anyway, or running a little bit. Yeah, did he just ball up? Oh no, he's just moving away. So there's armadillo around here. Yeah, he's running away. Running around without a care in the world before I show up. Alright, I walked a pretty good distance and about the only grass I can come across that can be used, not the first choice grass, is this stuff. It's pretty hardy, this stuff, all around here. No other types. Looks like I got my first cow passing by. What is this? I guess he doesn't see too many. Moo cow, I see you. Hi. Just a baby cow. Go find your mama. And that's, I think that the reason those dogs are on the end of the street is because they keep the cows from escaping. Go find your mama, moo cow. Go find your mama. That's right. All right, this is a little bit different of a plant I've never really seen before. It got this type of top, and I'm surprised somebody come through and cut the top, so like they're mowing it. I'm gonna pick the leaves. I see a lot of this style still, this type of plant. It's the first time I've seen this one with these weird this weird seed head. It looks like the leaves would probably be good. So it's clear that there was some residents along this water reservoir, and from a distance from the two buildings, this looks like the shape of an outhouse. It's an oval cement, and it's pretty built up now. I'm sure it was dug as deep as a well. They made an outhouse here. I'm thinking the toilet sitting on there. That's probably, yeah, over 100 yards from the foundation. Good, that's a good walk outside. All right, in this park people dumped stuff, and it looks pretty recent because there's a face mask. Pretty recent. And on this underwear, this spider has cocooned itself. I moved it around a little bit, and it reacted. It seemed to have, but that's a spider that's webbed itself. I guess a kind of hibernation thing. I get the impression that this park was like built around the 1970s. These picnic tables have seen better days. All cement, they thought they'd last forever. Nothing lasts forever. They put up a fence around the lake on this side as far as I'm walking, but they put these stairs, these cement stairs that are built with the fence. There was one where there's a post that was cemented in. Yeah, see, they even attached, I think they fully cemented. They built the fence and then they built these stairs to go over. And there's cows on the other side of the lake, so that's a fence for the cows grazing around. I haven't seen any cow patties around here, so they're keeping them out. Cows don't take the stairs. But this area was built with some kind of money, and then it ran out or something. It's still considered a park out here. I don't see any signs. I can't tell. I'm thinking probably people used to live out here, and then they turned it into a park later, but that's just a wild guess. Yesterday, while hanging out at the courthouse, the old courthouse, every time I'd hear the wind pick up, I would think a car was approaching, but a car never did. Only like a ATV and a truck came by all day when I hung out there, but that wind picked up a lot, and I was always bracing for a car to pull up next to me or something. These guys are brave. So it's very possible to get onto the park for bigger vehicles, but not mine. This is the only access in and out there's trails on the other side, but I don't know how to get to those. I have to sneak around. But this is the only access, and it's too dangerous. I can't. I just saw that one guy run over this. I can't risk it. My tire is a little bit smaller. It's all rusted. It's like purposely cut off. You can see the head is purposely cut, and then it just like rusted. I don't know if they cut it because it was rusting. It's rusting over here. I believe this is probably made in the 70s. And I'll take it into this park, which is run down, but it's still considered a park if you're brave enough to cross that cow grate thing. All right, so I noticed on my last pot of tea that this grass and the green blades actually taste pretty good together. I wasn't too impressed with this by itself, or even the green isn't great by itself, but they work a little bit better together, boiled together for taste. Why should I make grass tea when the cows eat this stuff and then turn it into milk, which I drink? I think there's lost vitamins still in the process between this grass and the cows turning it into milk. So having both milk and grass tea doesn't work against each other. All right, I noticed there's a few tires in this park, so I think I'm gonna stack these two up and then have this chain, wrap it around and take them for a walk. Wow, doubling them up. It's pretty nice. So with my squat strap, I use that to go around the waist. It does get I wish I had a little wider, but it's nice to hold on to these straps when it falls down a little bit. Holds up good enough. All right, 3 times up and down this hill, maybe the length of a football field. And I could go for 3 tires. I notice it working the butt. It's straight. It works all butt, which is great for my problem from sitting too much. Counteract that a little bit. So for itching my toe fungus, it gets itchy every so often, and I want to burn it out, but I don't want to use the cotton sock to rub in between the toes. So I'll go back and forth and rub until I get to the Indian burn, or to the burn part, where then I have to stop because that's painful. If I use cotton, it rips away at the skin, but this is a more slick fiber that tends not to rip away at the skin. So I want to keep like this sock. There could be some better fabric out there to use, but I definitely don't want to be using cotton anymore, because cotton has a tendency to rip the skin as I'm trying to rub and burn. Because when it gets wet, my skin is really vulnerable to ripping off, and it has happened too many times over the years. And I think I've realized I need to steer clear of using cotton and use more of a slick fiber that allows me to burn the itch away for a few more days. Once upon a time earlier this morning, there were moo cows that stood under this tree, and some laid, and they stared at me in surprise as I looked deep into their eyes, and then they ran away. Save yourself, moo cows, from the monster! I'm a little surprised that my water got frozen. It's not completely frozen, so it didn't get that cold. Just the top layer. Alright, for my squat strap, you can see this is bent And then the other one broke. I actually threw the other piece. I threw this piece too over in the tree line. But then I realized maybe I should record it quick. I only found this. So the cold is a factor. Getting stronger legs is a factor. When I pushed up against the, this, it's too small. I need like really strong cam straps, those heavy ones. I want to consider if I want to adjust the length for this strap. Now I'm just gonna I'm gonna sew it in a fixed position. Use a lot of stitches, a lot of lock stitches. Have it in a fixed. I'm gonna have it kind of low too, I think, because I can make up for it a little bit. I can adjust by putting these over my shoulders, lowering this. So I'd want it lower, and then I could like just kind of mess around with the handles a little bit more for adjusting on the fly, adjusting the height rather than adjusting with the buckles. For transportation purposes, if I wanted to just work out around the car, I would like to make a separate one around the car that I could maybe adjust with some kind of cam buckles that I'd have to shop for somewhere.